Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well out there and welcome to another episode of Nature's Best. Today we're going to take a look into the world of black and white infrared, and I'm going to spread this out over the next 3 videos beginning with this one. And what I'm going to do, I know a lot of you are into infrared, but for those of you kind of sitting on the fence and you're not sure if you want to dip your toe in, we're going to take a look today at taking some of your color images and giving them an infrared look in Photoshop. That's all you need. And then the following video, which I'm trying to come out every Friday here, we're going to show you an inexpensive way to modify your smartphone, in my case an iPhone, with a filter, and I'm going to show you a filter holder and give you some ideas. And then the third video, which will be towards the end of the month, we're going to dive in where I'm going to actually modify one of my Sony cameras. And all of this is going to be in the 720 nanometer range, which is just getting into the black and white sphere with just a little bit, a tinge of blue that it's really hard to see. So we're not going to go hardcore up in the 850 nanometer range, but we're going to stay in the 720 where I like shooting, and I think most people that are into doing the black and white on infrared like shooting. Hey, before we get going, if you're liking the content I'm providing and I'd like to keep this going, just please hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified every time a new video of mine is released. And also, if you could jump over on my website and give it a browse, I've got the the URL up on screen. And I've got a link in the show notes down there. You can just click on that. And you're going to see links on my home page along with a scrolling slideshow to my books, my landscape video processing course, and my workshop, and a whole host of other things, some discount codes, what have you. So when you get a chance, please check over there and let us know at any time if you have any questions about anything you're seeing. All right, let's get to work. We're going to look at the screen here now. And I've got 5 images I want to go through today and show you how we can take a color image and in Photoshop convert it to look like black and white. And I've got to give a shout out to a longtime client of mine, Randy Habel. And Randy, I think you're probably viewing this out there. I hope you are, because we got you hooked, I know, into IR now. And you've got a converted camera and you're putting some great images up online on your social media. So Randy made me aware of this process in Photoshop, and I want to teach it to you. So let's get started. So if you notice over here, don't mind all of this. This is the Tony Kuiper stuff. I know some of you look at that and have a panic attack. I go over all of that in my video series if you're interested in learning that system. It's what I use all the time, but we're not going to be using it for this, any of these 3 videos I'll be doing. So I'm going to hit Command J and make a duplicate layer before I get started. I always want to work on a separate layer. And then the way we find this magic filter is we come to Image, Adjustments, Black and White. And you can see the image turns black and white, but you're saying, well, that's not infrared. No, but if you come over here in the black and white box, there is a drop-down window. And come right down to here, and there's the magic infrared filter. Now, just by default, it does a pretty darn good job. But we can make this better because they give us all the primaries and secondary colors that we can play with and a percentage thereof. We can go into the negative range or the positive range. So let's turn off this layer, and oops, excuse me, I'm going to have to get this out of the way. Let's turn off this layer, and you're going to see we got a lot of greens. We got a blue sky. This is the Merced River. This is at Valley View in Yosemite, and I'm going to turn that back on, and Image, Adjustments, Black and White, and then we got to drop this window down to where it says infrared. So let's play with the greens to start with. Let's make them a little lighter, because that's typically the look that infrared will give you. And so I kind of like that. And there's no right or wrong here, you guys. You can tug on these sliders to your heart's content. I'm going to pull up on the yellows. Usually I'm finding, playing with this, that the yellows and the greens are usually making the biggest change. You can see red really doesn't do much at all. Cyan, let's see what that does. That lightens up the river a little and the sky, but I want to darken that sky down. So I'm going to come to blue and I'm going to make it a little negative 177, and look at the pop in there now. And I don't think there's any magentas. No, that's not doing anything. So I'm going to hit OK. And now let's take this layer and we'll turn the eyeball off. There's the color version. And that's pretty close to what an infrared shot would give you. Okay, so we're off and running. Let's go with another one here. You notice I tried to pick images that contained a lot of the greens. So let's make a duplicate layer. Command or Control J, go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White. We'll move this box over so it's a little more centered. And we're going to drop down to infrared. And let's start with the greens. And I'm going to kind of max those out. Let's play with our yellows. I think I want to brighten those up most of the way also. And let's see what the reds do here. Not a lot, just back by the base of that waterfall. It's playing with the water. So I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to take my blues down. You can see right above the falls, but it's creating a bit of a halo. So I don't want to do that too much. Maybe right about in there. Magentas, I don't think we're really going to get anything out of the magentas, so we will leave that be. Cyan's going to lighten that water up back here. Watch when I slide that. I'll take it down, it gets darker. Up, it gets lighter. And you know, this is all to taste, so just do what looks right to you. And remember, you always have this opacity slider over here, so you can even mix the color with a little bit of infrared look, you know, so the creative possibilities are quite a bit of what you can do with it. Let's come into another one. This is one we actually looked at in our class. Ron Madra and I taught a class in infrared and black and white photography out in Joshua Tree National Park just this past March. And we are going to make a duplicate layer. Once again, image, not mode, come to adjustment, black and white, and I'll scoot this box maybe over here this time. Come on down to infrared. And first thing, let's take the greens and pull them up. And there's really no greens in there, right? So let's, this is interesting. Let's see what, okay, if I pull the yellows, I'm getting a bit of a lightening here in this Joshua Tree. Let's try the reds. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty amazing. Let's take that blue sky and really make it dark so this Joshua Tree jumps right out at it, off of it. And we can even play around with the darkness with the cyan, but it's not doing a whole lot. And hit the OK. And you know, we spent a week out there shooting infrared, and this is the second or third year we've been out doing this, plus scouting trips. So I can tell you that's pretty much the look you're going to get of a Joshua Tree with an actual infrared camera. Now, you may be looking at these and saying, well, Don, if I can get that look, why in the heck would I need an infrared camera? You're going to get a modified look, okay? You're not going to get the actual look of an infrared, but I got to admit, it's pretty darn close. Let's go to another one here. This is a little creek at Garrapatta State Park over along the Big Sur coast, kind of on the northern end, just south of Carmel Highlands. Let's make my duplicate layer and let's come up to image. I keep wanting to go to mode. Adjustments, not mode, black and white. And we'll slide this box over here where we can see it a little better. Drop down to infrared. And wow, look at that right off the get-go. That fern, I think if I took the green all the way up, I'd wash it out. I'd make it ghostly. So let's kind of come about in there. Let's see if we move that yellow. Yeah, it's a combination of yellows and greens that's really affecting that. And let's see if the reds are doing anything, just brightening up that log a little. And that, this is an old growth redwood forest. So that is a redwood tree that is laying across that creek. Anything in science? Well, we can bring up the water, can't we? We can bring up the whites in the water without affecting the fern there. Blues, yep, we can bring up that water overall. The shadows of the water come up. And I'm not even going to mess with magenta. I just really don't think it's applicable into anything that I've been trying with this setup. So let's hit OK, take it off, put it on. Pretty cool. Let's go one more so you guys really have the idea of this, and then I'll turn you free and you can work on your own images. Command or Control J to duplicate that layer. Image, adjustments, yay, I hit the right one this time. Black and white. And let's pull this over here and let's go out of default and down to infrared. And you can see it's made these poppies way too bright to begin with. That's because they're orange and these were backlit. So the green's going to take what's behind it, and really you could tone that down and just get these poppies to pop. Let's take the poppies to pop. Okay, Don. Let's take these reds down because the orange and red. So we're really dealing with a lot of reds and yellows in these poppies. And you can see if I go too much on those yellows, I just blow them right out. So somewhere maybe right in there. Let's see if cyan, there's really no cyan. I don't think there's any blue in there. That was all green in the background. So I could really take that green down and almost make those poppies look stage lit, or bring them up to your heart's content, wherever you want to go. Maybe just giving a sense of what's back there. And let's turn this off. You can see it's all green back in there. This was shot with a macro lens, and then back to infrared. Okay, so I have hopefully whetted your appetite for those of you who are watching this for the first time. And you're just kind of thinking, toying with the idea of jumping into infrared. What do you guys think? Do you like this look? Well, come back next week and we're going to show you how to actually take a filter and put it over your smartphone and go out and shoot some infrared with a filter. And we'll kind of just work your way up. And for those of you that are big time into infrared, I've been in it for years. This is a great tip. And once again, thank you, Randy Habel. I've gone back and modified some of my old color stuff that I wish I would have shot in infrared, and it's looking pretty cool. Hey, one thing I want to note about infrared, and I'll probably go over this in the next two videos coming up, don't just think of bright sunny days to shoot infrared. That's a great time to do it because it'll take blue skies and turn it black. But it will also work under cloudy skies. I'm along the coast and we're into our summer fog months now. And I'll show you some how it works there, and I'll go inland and find some sun and we'll try it there. And photographer I really love and follow, Tony Sweet, who I'm friends with. I posted a color shot of a dusk sky the other night, and he wrote me and said, try this in infrared, you'll really love it. So maybe we can find a dusk sky we can turn to infrared also. Okay, go out. Grab some of your images. This is dead easy to do, as you can see, and convert your colors into infrared. And let me know in the comments down below how you like it, okay? And we will see you next time. So remember, keep getting out there, keep staying creative. It's good for the mind and body, and more importantly, it's great for your soul. We'll see you next time, everyone.